Hello and welcome back, future scientists. I'm Mr. K with Mississippi Public Broadcasting. When I saw y'all last time, I had you take a practice science portion of the ACT. Today what I wanted to do is look at the key, go ahead and mark it up, figure out what your score would be 1 through 36, and then over the next couple lessons we'll talk about how we got the correct answer and what's the best way to kind of tackle them. So I'm going to go ahead and get the key up on the board. What I'd like for you to do is if you can get your answer document and make sure you're marking off the ones that you got wrong. I'll leave the key up here for about 10 seconds or so, but y'all might just want to pause the video to make sure everyone has enough time to mark off the ones that they've gotten correct. All right, so hopefully you don't feel too discouraged yet, but even if you did poorly, keep watching these videos. That's the whole point of these series, is to go over those tips and tricks and to improve your score. So I'm sure some of y'all did really great. Some of us maybe struggled a little bit, but that's why we're here. None of us are making perfect scores probably, and so our goal is just to increase everybody's score the best way that we can. So let's talk about scoring on the ACT. When we score the science section of the ACT, each question is worth 1 point. There is no penalty for wrong answers. The total amount of points is converted to a score from 1 to 36, okay? And so those first two sentences, those first two statements, that's why you always want to make guesses when you're running low on time. There's no penalty for guessing wrong. And just guessing gives you at least a 25% chance of getting it right. So as you're running low on time, make sure you're marking off the ones that you haven't gotten to yet, and at least you're giving yourself a chance to get some credit on those. Okay? So here's how we convert your score. So you took that test last time. You've marked how many you have gotten correct. On the left side over here, this is the amount of questions that you might have gotten right, 0 to 40, and then you can convert it to an ACT score. Remember, the ACT runs 1 to 36, so you can figure out what you would have made on the science section by using this chart. Okay, so again, if you got all 40 of them correct, that would be a 36 on the ACT. If you got 17 of them correct, you know, that would convert over to a 19. So that's kind of how it works here, okay? So what you want to do, go ahead and find on the left how many did you get correct, and then that's going to convert over to the scale score of what you would have made on the ACT, okay? Now you can see a lot of us, we're wanting to hit anywhere from maybe 18 to 21. 21's a pretty solid score, okay? That's going to really help you get into those junior colleges. Well, to make a 21 on the ACT, you need 22 to 23 correct answers. That's right over half, okay? And so that's a really important goal to try to hit. Regardless of where you're at, if you're over that, that's great, but if you could get half of the answers correct, that would give you a 20 on the ACT, and that would be great, okay? So when you get your score report back, you'll see something on your score called STEM, and I wanted to talk about that real quick. This is kind of what your score report might look like. It'll have math and then science and then STEM, and I kind of wanted to talk about that really quickly, okay? So what is STEM? Well, the STEM score is just the average of science and math. So they take your science score, they take your math score, and they average it together, and that's your STEM score. Okay, a very important number on the ACT is something called the College Readiness Benchmark. Okay, this is a score that if you can hit this, ACT is saying that students who meet the benchmark on the ACT have approximately a 50% chance of earning a B or better, and approximately a 75% chance of or better of earning a C in the corresponding college class. So a lot of people, your first year of college, you might take biology, okay? Well, the ACT is saying that if you can score a 23 on the ACT, that you have a 50% chance to make a B or better in biology, okay? So that's kind of how those scores are used. Every section of the ACT has a different readiness score. For biology, it's a 23. If you can hit a 23, that's saying that you have a 50% chance of or better of making a B in biology or a 75% chance to make a C in biology. Okay, so if you can get to 23, that means what it's saying is that you're basically ready to take that class in college, at the college level, okay? And again, let's kind of look at this conversion real quick, okay? So the college readiness benchmark for biology is 23. So if you want to make a 23 on the science section, this is converting to 26 to 28 correct answers, okay? So what this is saying that you need to get about 2/3 of the questions correct. Okay, and this is going to be really important when we're talking about how the passages and the number of questions are broken down, because if you can hit a 23, that's saying that you're ready to take biology at the college level, okay? So let's look at this in a little bit more detail. This is also, you might get this information on your ACT report. It'll give you this person, they took the science section, they made an 18 on the science portion of the ACT. Well, then what they do is, these terms might look familiar. So this is saying that interpretation of data, scientific investigation, and evaluation of models, inferences, and experimental results. Okay, remember that these are called reporting categories. So basically what this is saying is that this is the types of questions you might get on the test. Well, let's look at this person's results. Okay, when it came to the interpretation of data, they got over half of those correct. Okay, and then when it comes to the evaluation of models, inferences, and experimental results, they got about 1/3 of those. So their weak point, what they were really struggling with here, is the scientific investigation. You can see that they only got 20% of those correct. That's why their score is so low. So what we're going to do later on is I'm going to give you ideas for improvement. This person really needs to focus on the scientific investigation. If that person can improve this part of the score, the whole score is going to go up a lot. So when you take the ACT, make sure to take note of this part of your score report, and that's going to help you focus your efforts a little bit more, and that's going to give you some ideas on what you can work on to improve your score the quickest. Great, y'all, thank you so much for making it today. We kind of have a base layer of what your science score is at now. Over the next couple videos, we're going to keep looking at that task. I'm going to show you how I got to the correct answer and how I kind of tackled answering those questions. So your teacher has some other work for you to work on today. Make sure to give that your best effort, and I hope everybody has a great day.